Information segment tonight. We promised you yesterday we'd look into Greta Van Susteren's question on how the FBI handled accused killer Joran van der Sloot. Last month, the FBI office in Birmingham, Alabama, set up a meeting in Aruba between van der Sloot and a person, a civilian, who told the killer he would pay him $250,000 for information about where Natalie Holloway's body was. Now, the meeting was videotaped by the feds, and van der Sloot accepted $10,000 in cash during the meeting. Also, the thug apparently incriminated himself during the discussion. Then, van der Sloot vanished, emerging in Peru on May 14th, where he is now in jail, suspected of murdering another young girl. With us, private investigator Beau, who was involved in the van der Sloot meeting, captured on videotape. So you were like the go-between here, right? Somebody contacted you to set this meeting up?
Well, I was contacted that there was going to be a meeting. We were going to have our people from New York go down there and take over the meeting, and then the FBI got involved.
All right, hold it, let me stop you. When you mean take over the meeting, you mean videotape it and set up surveillance?
Right.
So initially, this was going to be a private, because you're a private detective. The FBI gets wind of it, and they say to you, what?
No, the FBI was contacted to be involved with this from the beginning. They were contacted.
So along with you, they were contacted.
Right, then we were asked to step back. So what happened was the meeting was made with the go-between. What happened, Joran was text messaging someone that knows the family, saying that he wants to get this $250,000. They set the meeting up in Aruba. The FBI says back out, so we back out. They set the meeting up in a special place with cameras and audio. Joran van der Sloot goes in there. He makes incriminating statements of how Holloway died, exactly what happened, where he buried her. Then on top of it, they count out $10,000 cash was exchanged in the room.
Now this was Holloway's money, right?
This was Holloway's money.
The Holloway family gave the civilian go-between, who's talking to van der Sloot, 10 grand to give seed money to van der Sloot to keep him on the string.
Right. What it was $10,000 was counted out in cash.
Right.
$15,000 was wired, so you had wire fraud.
So he had $25,000 in his pocket.
Not in the pocket. Wire fraud to Netherlands, $15,000.
Oh, he had $15,000 wired to an account in
Netherlands. Right. So now you got him on wire fraud plus extortion. The extortion was there.
So why didn't the FBI pop him right then?
Well, that question is not to be. I have no idea.
So you don't know.
If I set up the operation, I would have popped them right away. But plus, you had the Aruban government was involved with the FBI there and knew about this whole operation. He made a statement.
Stop. Don't outrun your coverage here. So the Aruban government had to be informed about this whole sting that it was going down. They had to know what was taking place by law.
Absolutely.
Okay. So then you have the State Department involved, you have the FBI involved, you have the civilian, the Holloway family involved, and van der Sloot. All right, so van der Sloot gets the 10 grand, 15 go to his account in the Netherlands.
Right.
They could have arrested him, the FBI, then with the permission of the Aruban government.
Absolutely.
They had to get that permission.
Absolutely.
And we don't know, and by the way, the FBI has been cooperating with us, but they haven't laid it out yet to us, but we have been talking to them. So we don't know whether the Aruban government stopped this. So after the meeting, okay, van der Sloot disappears.
Yeah, he takes off. The meeting was on May 10th. He disappears on the 13th. But then again, you have incriminating statements by him. Under the law of Aruba, the Aruba government could have held him for 180 days just for investigation.
Now, twice they've arrested this guy in Aruba. But they could have arrested him again.
On his new statements there, what actually occurred, and I don't want to go into the context of the statements, but he admits...
Why don't you want to go into the context of the
Because this might be some evidence against him in the future. What he did admit was he was there when she hit her head and she died.
Okay. So the Aruban government could have immediately stepped in. You have to assume that the Arubans were with the FBI watching this sting.
I would think so.
You would have to assume that. So they could have arrested him. But the FBI could not have arrested him without the Aruban government's permission.
I don't know what the setup, the pre-setup was. I'm sure the FBI contacted the government of Aruba that they were going to do this sting.
We know
somebody could have locked them up, either the Aruban or the FBI.
Well, the FBI can't arrest in a foreign country without permission. We have is it legal, and they're going to clarify that in a minute. All right. So all in all, they had him, but they let him go, and we don't exactly know who the villain was that let him go.
We don't know who let him go, but we all know about he was let go, and then he ended up killing someone else.
And
but the big thing here, Bill, is for the Interpol and the FBI, let's find for the last 5 years where this creep was.
Right.
He went all over Thailand. You're going to have other people dead. This is a homicidal maniac.
I agree with you 100%.
Holloway, and
this
he killed
is a serial killer. I agree with you. All right, Beau. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Plenty more ahead as the Factor moves.